So to our last match of the evening, and it's men's singles, and therefore an opportunity to quickly look at the Destination Dubai men's singles ranking. Victor Axelsen up to number 1, up 4 places after reaching the final in India. And the man we're about to watch, Srikanth Kidambi, the man who won on home soil, up a staggering 13 places to number 4. So it is Srikanth Kidambi, the number 4 seed, against Tian Houwei of China. So Tian Houwei, 23-year-old from Fuzhou in Fujian province. Fuzhou, of course, is where we have the last of the premier Super Series events, the China Open, at the end of this year. Well, November, because December is the Super Series finals in Dubai. Former World Junior Champion, the left-hander, won his gold medal here in Malaysia in 2009. So the umpire for this one, Rohana de Silva of Sri Lanka. Well, this man really burst onto the world scene. Srikanth Kidambi last year. The 23-year-old Chinese left-hander Tian Houwei, up 1 place in the world ranking this week, up to 15, has been in the top 10. He was number 9 for 4 weeks in October last year. His win-loss record for the year, last 16 of the All England, lost out to Lin Dan, and first round of the Swiss Grand Prix Gold when he was the number 4 seed. So to the 22-year-old from Guntur, off the Bay of Bengal. Great form this year. Number 4 in the world ranking, and when you consider that he started last year at number 47 and he ended the year at number 4 and he's still number 4, that's an extraordinary rise up the world rankings. His win-loss record for the year, well, he's played 4 previous tournaments and he's been in 3 finals, winning 2 of them. The Swiss Grand Prix Gold and the India Super Series. That's the last 2 tournaments that he's played. He's won.
Players, ready to play.
So, Rohana de Silva, as I was saying, our umpire, pressing top from Thailand, our service judge. First meeting between these 2 players. And a year ago, Srikanth Kidambi had to be promoted from the qualifying event into the main draw. Such was his ranking. But he did, in fact, reach the quarter-final. Lost out in that quarter-final to Tommy Sugiarto, who went on to reach the final.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Team Houwei, China. And on my left, Srikanth, India. Srikanth to serve, lower, play.
Oh, mistimed that shot, Srikanth.
1 low.
Oh, it's just wide. Well, I was talking about Srikanth bursting onto the world scene. This man also burst onto the world scene, Tian Houwei, when he won the Australian Grand Prix gold 2 years ago. Of course, that was the year before the Australian Open became part of the Super Series. And in the semi-final of that Australian Open 2 years ago, he beat the then world #1, Houwei.
Service over. 1-2.
But Ian, just put into perspective the win at the China Super Series, Premier Super Series event last year for Srikanth Kidambi, beating Lin Dan, the two-time Olympic champion, in the final on home soil. I mean, it was an incredible story, wasn't it?
Well, he's clearly the most improved player in the world over the last 12 months. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, it's been an incredible rise up the rankings, but it's the style with which he's done it. He plays a very, very attractive style of badminton. He's very unassuming off the court, I would say, and he's a real joy to watch. My worry for this match today is, you know, his comments coming off yesterday, after his first round match yesterday, where he came up and started talking about how tired he was and, you know, how mentally drained he was after winning the Indian Super Series, which, you know, his home Super Series was so emotional for him last week. You know, he's got to really get himself up to this one, otherwise he's going to be in trouble, because Tian is a really, really class player.
Yeah. And of course, his match yesterday was against Rajiv Usif of England. And in fact, he had to save 2 match points before winning 24-22 in the deciding game. So it really was a long, hard match on the back of the emotion, as you say. Apart from anything, you've got to remember that the India Super Series, it was, I know, only the 5th staging of the India Open as part of the Super Series, but no Indian player had ever won a title there, not even contested a final. And for home players to win both the women's singles and the men's singles was just phenomenal.
It was an incredible performance. I mean, you know, it's not just winning the tournament, it's dealing with the emotion of it all, you know. I'm sure the phone was ringing the whole time in between the quarter and the semi and the final. It would have been a lot of pressures to deal with that he probably wasn't used to in between the matches, and he played incredibly well. I mean, he deserved to win it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fair to say the last couple of years we've been waiting for some younger men's singles players to break through, and it's been a real pleasure watching Srikanth do exactly that. I mean, he's young. I mean, for a men's singles player, he's really young, and he's having exceptional results at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, he only turned 22 in February, so he's only just 22.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking the last couple of years about Viktor Axelsen, the young player coming through. Is he the next one that's going to come through and challenge? There's only a few months between the two of them. I mean, Viktor is slightly younger, but there's not that much in it.
No.
And there is some signs that there is a new generation coming through. I very much like Momoto, the young Japanese player, former World Junior champion.
Me too, yeah.
He's a very skillful player. Srikanth's done incredibly well. I think Viktor's made a step forward as well.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, there's some younger players coming through to challenge, and that's great. It's healthy for the game.
Oh, the luck of the neckboard. He apologises immediately.
6-5.
What about the other young Indian player, Pranoy? He's been doing well lately.
Oh, he had a great week last week as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's a very gifted player. And they're all gaining confidence. Maybe, you know, this generation, I mean, there's been previous great Indian players, but this generation, I think Kashyap would have to be given credit for maybe kick-starting the latest crop of players.
Yeah.
And now there's 5 or 6 coming through behind that are really good players, and they're gaining confidence from the type of result that Srikanth's getting. And India in men's singles are looking very, very strong for the future. Well, and ladies singles, you'd have to say. Maybe I'm doing them an injustice, really.
Yeah.
Singles in general, I mean, they really are looking very, very good. And I'm sure some of the more traditional badminton powers are starting to look over their shoulders a little bit.
Mm. Well, I had a very interesting conversation with Prakash Padukone last week about the doubles, and he says that what Indian badminton really needs, now that the singles players are doing well and the whole setup is excellent, there's 2 main academies, the Prakash Academy in Bangalore and the Pullela Gopichand Academy, where most of the men's singles players train in Hyderabad, and he was saying they really need a doubles centre. Ooh, there might be a challenge here. It's called wide. No challenge from... Oh, there is a challenge.
Well, no, the umpire's actually got the call wrong. He hasn't seen that it was called out, and he's called it in.
Ah, well then that means to me that white...
He's made the correction. He's made the correction.
Well, I'm surprised that Srikanth didn't challenge that then. Oh, look at that defence. Gone long, good rally.
Yeah, interesting end of the rally. Tian's tactics are very clear. He's going to play with the margin. And both his coaches behind were giving him positive reinforcement at the end of the rally, saying, yeah, keep him working. That's the way to play.
Just wide.
8-9.
Interesting point about the Indian doubles, Jill. You know, when you've got players breaking through on the singles, there's a real opportunity there for somebody to go in and get hold of a doubles camp, and it's easier to come through in an event when you're having success in other events. You know, there's a confidence within there, and also talented players coming through may see that there's actually a lot of players above them at singles, and they may want to have a go at the doubles.
Well, it's very interesting because Prakash was actually saying to me there's an awful lot of players who are, oh, just missed it, very good, talented doubles players, but because the doubles players don't get chances, they persist with singles. So it's a funny old setup, isn't it?
Well, you would hope that with the success they're having, that there will be greater investment in Indian badminton. And with that investment, maybe they'll be able to support all 5 events.
Yeah.
And if they get to that stage, they're going to be very, very dangerous as a nation.
11-8 interval.
3-point advantage for Tian Houwei at the mid-game interval.
I mean, they got a Uber Cup medal last year with the singles players playing doubles in effect.
Yeah.
So if they start training up some doubles players as well, they're going to be very dangerous on the world stage in the team events.
Yeah. And I think it's a little bit of a pity that India haven't been able to build on the success of the women's doubles pair of Jwala Gutta and Ashwini Ponnappa, not only gold medalists at the 2010 Commonwealth Games, but bronze medalists at the World Championships of 2011, and they really needed to feed off that success with some of the youngsters, but it doesn't seem to have really happened.
No, and I think it works in both directions. I think it's very difficult for those two as well, working in isolation. It's much easier in a group. We were talking about all the young Indonesian doubles players that are coming through in ladies doubles at the moment.
Yeah.
It's tough when there's only 2 or 3 of you. You know, if you've got a bigger group, it's much better.
Service over 9-11.
Anything here that you think Srikanth needs to be changing his tactics about, or?
I think he's a player who likes to build his way into matches.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I would say 9-11 in the first. Tian's put a lot of pressure on, and he's still in there. He's in the game. He's starting to read some of Tian's shots. It just depends whether he's got the mental and physical energy to last the game.
So he's
to
not
last a long match.
He's not doing anything wrong tactically. You wouldn't want him to do anything different. No.
At the moment, no. I think he's okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's called goods. That's a wonderful lift from the left-hander. Nice net shot.
I think the one thing tactically that's quite interesting is that last week he had a lot of success from the deep forehand corner with the straight smash. It's the straight smash and the follow-up attack, getting control of the net behind that, was a really successful tactic for him. Here, playing against the left-hander, he maybe needs to mix that up a little bit with a bit of cross attack as well, because at the moment Tian's covering the straight defence very, very well.
Wonderful net shot from Tian Houwei.
14-11.
Yeah, good movement. He attacked cross, but he was still able to get early on that net shot. Get some spin on it as well. Created the opportunity for the kill.
Yeah, that's a nice kill. That's what you were talking about.
I mean, I think that's, if you asked him what his favourite tactic was, I think that's what he'd be saying. That straight smash from that corner, he gets a great angle, he gets good pace on it, and he gets in so quickly behind it.
Yeah, I commented on that last week, didn't I? It really was working well.
15-12.
Just wide.
Yeah, it's good work from Tian though, isn't it?
Very good work.
Very, very solid, moving the shuttle around with good margin. Forcing his opponent into these long rallies. That's good skill and good variety as well. covers the diagonals really well, doesn't he, Tian? He's not scared to take the risk from the rear court and go cross because he's backing himself to have the speed to cover the straight block.
Well, this is a handsome lead, isn't it, here in this first game for Tian Houwei. 6-point advantage. Yeah, it's 5 straight points now.
Yeah, game's just drifted away from Srikanth, and this is the problem when you are a little bit mentally jaded. Just let your concentration go for a minute, and that's 4 or 5 points at this level.
Out.
No serve is short of the mark.
13-19.
That's better. It's just mixing up that variety with the cross clipped drop shot there rather than the straight smash posed a different problem. Here we go, he was anticipating straight. Srikanth plays cross, and that opens up the space in the forecourt. There we can see he's wrong-footed there.
Play. Service over, 20, game point 14.
6 opportunities to close out this opening game for Tian Houwei.
Game.
1 will do.
First
21-14.
game won by Team Houwei, 21-14.
18 minutes. Yeah, you're right, Ian. It was a very solid opening game by the left-hander. Good movement, working his opponent to all 4 corners of the court, keeping the pressure on. Charles Rancer, Chinese coach. There's confirmation of the score of game number 1.
Yeah, it's interesting. You could see there he was talking about the round the head, and Srikanth looked a little bit slow getting round the head, getting into that corner. But it's interesting because Tian likes to play the other side. He's left-handed, he likes to play up and down that forehand side, backs himself on that side of the court. But it's true when he has gone deep to the other corner that Srikanth's looked a little bit slow getting behind the shuttle. Not sure about the 2 coaches talking at the same time.
Bish.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So the call of 20 seconds, the clear signal for players to return to court after the 2-minute timeout. So Tian Houwei, 1 game to the good. But this will take a monumental effort, I think, from Srikanth Kidambi.
Service over. 1
That
love.
was more spring in the step there from Srikanth.
Well, we've seen he's a fighter. I mean, he's
Yeah.
demonstrated that time and time again over the last 12 months. I think he has got to change his game a little bit in this second game, though, if he's going to turn this around. And I think that's a good tactic. I think I would like to see him mixing up the pace and the direction of his attack a little bit, just to try and draw Tian into playing block defence, which will give him time to get on the net. And he's actually got very, very good touch around the net. There, pace off there. And you can see that he was looking to get in close to the net after it.
Service over. 2-1.
Ah, that was a great round-the-head smash from Tian Houwei.
Service over.
And I thought actually when he played the backhand from deep in court, the left-hander here last week, Srikanth would have been stepping forward onto that.
Yeah, I tend to agree, but it was a very good change of pace from Tian.
Yeah.
You know, the rally was being played at one pace and suddenly he was able to switch it up and get in very quickly. And that's probably what Srikanth's going to struggle with this week. Change of pace, change of tempo, that's what's going to hurt him.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, he's all right. Or is he? Oh, there's a challenge here. That was called in. And I think he's right to challenge. Why am I predicting? I get it wrong all the time.
Well, after a slip like that as well, it's a timely challenge because it gives him time to just collect his thoughts, because that was a nasty slip. You can see it's left a big mark on the court where the side of the shoe came down rather than the sole of the shoe.
That was a great challenge because it was out. Yeah, well, I got another one right here.
We'll see this
That's
slip
two.
here, look at this.
Oh, yeah, I didn't like that.
That could be nasty.
Yeah.
As I say, timely challenge, giving himself a bit of time to recover.
Thank you. 3-2. Play. Service over. 3-all.
That's incredible.
That's his party piece. He loves that backhand defence. It's a great shot. Look at this. He's not even anticipating. If you see, his feet are still astride the centre line. He's still got the agility to be able to get into position and turn it. That's good. I like that cross attack. A bit more variety than in the first game. Changing the pace, changing the direction. And Tian just struggling a little bit with his length. He was able to hit lots of clears, confident that they were going to be in the first game. A little bit more difficult to control from this end, slightly quicker. It's good again. Not trying to hit that too hard now. Just trying to bring it down a little bit more steeply. Nice variety. See it. See it here, not trying to hit it. Just clip it down. Give himself time to get in behind it, get control of the net. See how low he has to take that because he's taken the pace off it.
And it's 5 straight points to Srikanth. And although Tian Houwei won that point on the challenge, he hasn't, and that was the point where he slipped, he hasn't won a point since then.
Service over, 4-7.
Yeah, nice defence. I think Tian realises that Srikanth taking the pace off the attack because he wants to get to the net, and then Tian just using a push, a mid-court push, almost a doubles shot there to keep Srikanth off the net and force the error.
I'd be disappointed with that.
Service over, 6-8.
Oh, just missed it. Ooh. Well, he's challenging. I think that will be a wasted challenge. I thought that was clearly out.
I'm not going to comment, Jill.
I've been on a roll. I've got two right today.
I've lost too many. I've lost too many. I'm leaving that one to you. It was a confident challenge.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? He was correct on his previous challenge.
To be honest, he'll be disappointed if he has missed it because it was very short.
Yeah, it was a golden opportunity. You see, 3 right today.
Your percentage is going up.
Couldn't get any worse, could it?
Service over, 9-6. Service over, 7-9.
You can see what Srikanth's trying to do. He's trying to take the pace off the attack, trying to draw Tian into playing net and trying to get in and mix it up from there. It's good. He's played pace off a couple of times from that corner and then changed the pace there, keeping Tian guessing in defence, and that's much better play. That's good.
Oh, it's landed in.
Service over, 8-10.
Oh, that's two misjudgments from Srikanth at the back of the court. And you've got to give credit to this man, because that's perfect length on the last two shots.
Yeah, he's hit a few out in this game, but he's seems to have found a length now. Oh, that's way in. That's a strange one.
He was hesitant again at the back of the court.
Yeah, sign of good length from Tian.
Yeah.
Good change of pace at the end as well.
Yeah, he's got himself back level, 10-all.
Yeah, those two consecutive ones he left at the back of the court could be crucial here.
Oh, that's lovely. Lovely little hold and flick into the deep backhand corner of Tian Houwei. And it means that Srikanth Kidambi has a 1-point advantage here in the second game at the mid-game interval. Coach Madhu, always nice to see her. She seems to go to so many of the events. And one of the few female coaches we've got on the World Tour, Ian.
Yeah, it's good to see. Good example, good role model. She spoke at the Women in Badminton conference last year at the BWF AGM and spoke very, very well of her career in badminton. And having a family and still being able to coach full time, it was a very good presentation.
Yeah. She and her husband Vikram run the academy at Siri Fort in Delhi.
Yep, I played there last year.
What, at their academy?
Yep.
Training session?
Yep, well, not, I wouldn't call it a training session. I'll say I played.
Service over, 11-all.
We were well looked after them.
Of that, I have no doubt. They're lovely people.
Again, just a little bit late getting behind the shuttle in that corner. And that's the difference between that being straight down the line and just out the side. You've got to feel that the Chinese coaches have probably said to Tian, you've got to try and impose a rhythm on this game. You know, Srikanth's worked really hard in the first half of this game to break the rhythm up, slow the game down a little bit, get a bit more variety into the game, and I'm sure the Chinese coaches were saying to Tian, you've got to impose a tempo, you've got to get the intensity up again like you did in the first game.
Well, 4 points since the mid-game interval, and only 4 points to this man, Tian Houwei.
Yeah, and that's nice. Nice centre smash. Caught Srikanth off guard there. It's the first time he's used it in the game.
Oh, he slipped again. Exactly the same place, too. Yeah, good rally.
Service over. 12-14. Line check.
Well, now Tian Houwei. Oof.
Well, that's another nasty slip in the same place.
Yeah.
But I think the last shot, he actually missed the last shot because he was worried about going to that same area. You see, he was in that same area and immediately looked at it. He was nervous.
Yeah, he was.
Thank you.
We're now asking for the court attendant to give that area a bit of a mop. Now, what was it before when he slipped? 5 straight points to his opponent?
Yeah, yeah, good point.
Play.
Missed it. Oh, my goodness.
And again, it's that round the head corner. But again, Tian slipped in that corner.
12.
It'll be interesting to see this. I think we'll see that he comes in here. Just slips a little bit again. And that's a bad miss.
Yeah. Eight of the last 10 points to Tian Houwei.
Oh, good defence.
No, that's good judgment. Drops wide.
16-12.
Yeah, good point to win. He was under a lot of pressure in the middle of that rally. Came up with 2 really good defensive shots. Here we go. That's good play. Quick recovery. Picks it up again. Back in the rally. And then manages to finish it.
Thank you.
Good play.
Yeah, but I think there's a real momentum shift. 7-10 down he was.
Yeah.
9 of the last 11 points going his way.
Yeah, beginning of this game he was just lulled into a slightly slower rhythm by Srikanth. Srikanth did well to take the pace out of the game and won some errors from Tian, but Tian's managed to reimpose some tempo in the game, and that suits him.
Yeah, taking it late in the deep forehand corner, Tian Houwei.
13-16.
Yeah, as soon as Srikanth sees that he's late here, in he steps.
Yeah, that's what he was doing so well last week. Whenever he saw it, mostly on the backhand corner, when he saw his opponent turning to play the backhand, he'd step forward, but
That's a bad miss. Can't afford that. 4 points down.
17-13.
See it here, creates the position, makes Tian late, but then just misses what's a relatively simple shot at the net. Indian coach is desperately trying to motivate him here, trying to gee him up.
Yeah. Come on, says Madhu. Oh, that's brilliant. He has got a lovely attack when he uses it, Srikanth, hasn't he?
He really has, and this game he's used the cross a little bit more. He's realised from the first game that Tian anticipates straight attack there a little bit, being left-handed. That's a good angle, really good angle. Good defence before it as well. There we go. So quickly up, he's very agile, isn't he?
Yeah.
Very low in defence, very quickly up and able to get up high for the jump. Cross clip.
Just checking that the court attendant has mopped up perspiration.
Play.
Oh, that is delightful. It almost seemed to completely stop. It looked as if he was going to play a real clip sort of half smash and then just stops the racket head. Look at that. Plays the drop shot. That's lovely.
Yeah, great skill.
Oh, this is a good fight back, isn't it? Oh, that's a superb smash.
Service over, 18-16.
Typical left-handers, angled shot across court there. Oh. Well, hesitation, good defence.
18.
Yeah, strange rally.
Yeah, there was the hesitation.
Tian did really well to get back in the rally and then played a very poor cross-court
Yes.
flat push, really, straight onto Srikanth's racket.
Oh, that's wild. My goodness me.
19-17.
2-point advantage and 2 points away from a place in the quarter-final for Tian Houwei. It's going wide.
As with the last point, he'd done all the hard work, really. Got himself back in the rally. Great defence. Covered the full width of the court there. Again, really deep in defence. That's super defence. Then the easy lift out the side. He had loads of time, had too much time. Well, a little bit lucky to get away with that as well. It wasn't the best place smash.
Yeah, but had the desired effect, because now 2 match point opportunities for Tian Houwei. Good defence. There's that party piece you were talking about. Oh, he's got it back. How on earth? What a rally. Longest rally of the match without question. Oh! And first time of asking after a tremendous rally. Tian Houwei beats the number 4 seed Srikanth Kidambi. 21-14, 21-18. 48 minutes. And at his first appearance here, 60 shots that last rally. Incredible. The defensive qualities of Tian Houwei. Several times he got back shots I didn't think was possible. Well, his first visit to the Malaysian Open, and he's through to the quarter-final. Tian Houwei. 21-14, 21-18. So Srikanth Kidambi, well, obviously disappointed, but today's second round matches all started with women's singles, and we had a tremendous match with the Olympic champion Lee Houwei, also the defending champion here against the Kane Yamaguchi. That went the full distance before the defending champion won through 21-16, 10-21, 21-17 in 57 minutes. Then we had the men's doubles. And Pratama and Suwadi coming through against the number 8 seeds, Kim and Kim from Korea. Then we had women's doubles, and what a battle that turned out to be, with Houwei and Vivian Hu.
That's good.
Dropped the second game, but came back 21-18 in the deciding game. Longest match of the day, 1 hour and 6 minutes, that women's doubles. And then we had a second women's singles, and the former world champion, Ratchanok Intanon. Well, she looked tired today, and the pace of Okuhara just too much for her. 21-12, 21-11. And as we've just witnessed, men's singles and last week's champion, Srikanth Kidambi, the number 4 seed, beaten, really running out of steam, I think, after the exploits of his last 2 tournaments. Won them both in the Swiss Grand Prix gold and his home Super Series event last week in Delhi. But Tian Houwei safely through 21-14, 21-18. Well, we will have quarter-final action tomorrow, same time tomorrow, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, local time, from all of us here in Putra Stadium, from Ian Wright and myself, Jill Clark. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.